We're back! God damn it.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are doing more Sims Bustin' Out today. So if you remember last time, I cheated to give myself a shitload of money. And because of that, I still have 753,000 simoleons left. I'm a rich boy. Or rather, they are rich girls, because they are women living alone, doing what single women do, which is be cool. So yeah, last time we made the house and then we did absolutely nothing with it. So we're going to rectify that this episode and actually do something. Oh, and I don't know how many people noticed, but yes, there is no multiple stories in this. As in, you can't build like a second floor or anything. That was not a feature of this particular title. As for why it wasn't, well, console limitations, basically, is what the answer is to that. Now, you know what? Forget that. She's not going to get a job yet. We got plenty of money. I'm not going to bother with getting her a job just yet. If I didn't go that route, I would be getting her a job first, but because we didn't, I'm not going to worry about it. No, instead, she is going to... Why didn't you sit on the couch with your sister? Okay, then. I mean, that's a thing you can do. But anyways, my focus is going to be getting both of them to the point where they won't accidentally set themselves on fire while cooking. Which sounds funny, but you would be amazed how often that happens. People tend to set themselves on fire, and it's not good. So we'll let One-san keep studying. Waifu, you go answer the door. So now you're going to get to see how I personally like to play The Sims. Henry has his style of things, and when he and I play, I kind of compromise a lot of the things I like to do. When it's just me playing, though, I have a few kind of things I like to do. And you may notice I pause a lot, like pause the time. Not necessarily pause the game, but pause time in the game. And that's just because I think it's much easier to manage when I do that, instead of having to do it other ways, basically. Like, I think it's easier to just pause time and queue up a few things to do, rather than let your sim, or rather let time keep going and your sim's motives get lower and, you know, things like that. Alright, burgers are up, guys. Grab a burger. A buger. Alright, One-san, you're gonna need to stop studying and greet this guy with the red hair. Okay, I guess it was nasty. So yeah, things will kind of go a little slower than normal because I like to pause a lot and make sure I got everything under control before I unpause again. Sorry if that bothers you, but it's very helpful for me, so I'm going to keep doing it. Cool. We have a fireplace going. How's my fun meter? Oh, I have to poop. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. One-san, you keep studying like a good girl. Okay, bye. Are people still here? I'm gonna get in the jacuzzi. You know, I saw that guy coming too. I was like, really? Don't ring the doorbell. Okay. Where's Candy? I'm gonna have her come join me. Join, bitch. Alright, is there anybody else? Okay, there's this guy. Join. Making trash in my yard like a trash man. Okay. You need to go and study more. Oh yeah, the inside of our house is immaculate. As expected. Yeah, so the jacuzzi is a great way to both raise your fun and social. You'll get to meet people this way. Like, your friendship will increase with them even if it's only slightly, which is always nice. You just get to talk to them, hang out. It even raises your cleanliness if it's below a certain amount. It won't raise it all the way, but it certainly does help. Also, I'm getting the sound for this through my headset, and I never noticed how good the stereo separation was on some things. So it's crazy to hear, like, on one side, a sim may be talking, and on the other side there's just like sound effects going. So that's pretty weird. Like, I'm not used to that at all. Okay, and One-san made proper food, which everybody can come enjoy. Also, she has to poop. Okay, come join everybody and eat. Actually, before you do that, go... Oh, it's the old... The old lady's the worst one of the neighbors. So in this mode, the only people who come over are the NPCs from the free play mode, which is basically just the multiplayer. And the thing about that is, it's nice that they keep the single player stuff separate, but then they can also come and visit in the single player mode. So it's not like they're limited to only appearing here. So it's kind of cool, but it's also kind of weird how that works. Just don't think about it too hard. I find that helps. Oh, you know what? I forgot to get something, actually. I just remembered. Uh-oh, hang on. It's too loud. Too loud. Okay. Luckily, my headset has volume control built onto it. But I think when I sat down earlier, it like rubbed the wheel the wrong way and made the volume jump up. See, I actually forgot that there's something I like to buy. Armors. Let me get the nice ones. Actually, I get the pink one for that room and then like the regular one for this room. These are kind of pointless. All they do is let you change clothes. Ooh, see, it's blinking now, so I'm close to maxed out on my room stuff. Ooh, I have almost the maximum amount of stuff that the game can handle. Luckily, this is like a little thing that I need. I don't even really need it, I just kind of want it, just for the sake of having it. Wonder how long she can play games for. She won't false. You know what, actually I'm going to say don't play games, do something with your sister tomorrow. What's your fun like? It's still kind of high from the jacuzzi. Okay. Fair enough. And once both active sims are asleep, we can fast forward time by a lot. Also, it may be nice for you guys to kind of see how it looks like without the split screen. I kind of like it. I mean, I love playing this game in split screen mode, but I also love just how the game looks on its own. I think that's pretty nice. Man, I did a good job on this house. There's a lot of negative space, but I kind of like it. It kind of feels more open and airy this way, instead of having everything be crowded together like in a usual house. Sometimes when I build these houses, I put the pool on the inside instead of the outside. Didn't go with that this time, but sometimes I do. Ooh, One-san is up. Okay. Go ahead and take a bath. So I'm going to have her take a bath. Turn on the Super TV. And we'll go ahead and have her make another meal. Okay, you're up. Go take a bath. Don't worry about spilling a little bit of water, hon, because the maid will come here and clean it up. But yeah, one of my favorite parts about getting to just have free reign to build a house is seeing how unnecessarily complicated I can make a house. So like, if you look at the house I made here, it is a little bit unnecessary how big it is. I could have made a smaller house, but I mean, I have all this land, you know, I may as well use it. Right? It makes sense to anybody else, or is it just me? Why aren't you watching TV with your sister? I told you to go watch TV. Oh, actually, before you do that, answer the phone. Could be something important. Also, I want them to be friends. Yeah, sometimes you get stupid prank phone calls like that, which suck, but... Yeah, look how fast this raises the fun meter, too. Look how fast that's going. Oh, baby. The Super TV is so awesome. It does everything, guys. It's so great. Like, the Super TV thing is seriously probably the best thing in the game. Because it look, it shows every show at least twice. And it's just, oh, it's beautiful. It is a thing of beauty. Alright, it's time to study more. Go ahead and turn that off. And... oh, interesting. I didn't think she'd go over there. The auto-pathing in this game is kind of weird. I'm never 100% sure where people are gonna go. The poor maid's cleaning up the aftermath to our party from yesterday. Look at her go. Look at her go, guys. Yeah, having the maid is nice. It means there's much less we have to take care of. There's another thing we can buy. It's basically a robot that we can program to do chores. But I won't get that until later. I didn't buy it while I had everything unlocked, did I? Oh well, the maid can take care of all of it. I mean, I only have 751,000. It's, you know, I mean, I gotta be careful with my money. I'm gonna run out sooner or later. So yeah, I think each episode that I do here is gonna be like focusing on a specific goal. So like my goal for this episode is going to be, I'm going to make friends with one of my neighbors, and I'm going to get, I'm going to get 10 points in cooking for both the characters. That'll be my goal. So yeah, see, all I have to do to make a friend with her is just basically do the same 2 or 3 things over and over again, and it will work. Look at that. I'm already friendlier with her than my sister. Do you see how exploitable this is? It's so easy. Yes, I have a family friend. One of our 2 goals for the episode is completed. What's wrong with you? Oh, you're tired too. Okay. Go ahead and change and go to bed. I'm gonna say change P and then bed. Change P bed. Oh, we'll have to hire a repair person. Ooh, we're lovers. I did not mean for that to happen, but I guess that works. Yeah, that was not my intention, but I mean, I'm gonna roll with it. Because, I mean, it certainly won't hurt anything. At least not in the nearby future. It'll be interesting for later, though, to see how that affects things. Okay, so Nason is going to take a shower. She's going to turn on the Super TV. She's going to cook. That's what she does. So, first goal, first of 2 goals for this episode is already completed. The second one is thoroughly underway, as you can see. We're about halfway through on One-san because she's much more studious and serious. Waifu is a little bit behind, but that's okay. She'll catch up. Oh yeah, you broke your shit. You have to call a repair person. Yeah, before you leave this room, go ahead and call a repairman. Thank God that's actually unlocked. I would not be able to handle it if it wasn't. But yeah, like, she's dressed all cool and then she has pink Crocs. I think that's hilarious. Like, I think that's seriously the funniest thing. Like, she's dressed all serious and cool, and then, boom, pink Crocs. And the repairman came, and he fixed the sink. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, so... That was weird, the TV restarted. Wonder why it did that. Okay, now they get to eat breakfast together. Another nice thing is this routine I have set up for them, where every morning they eat together and then watch TV together. It's going to increase their friendship with each other. Like, over time, them talking together while eating and watching TV is going to make them friends. What the... Oh, get out of here, repairman. Whatever. I guess he can stay. We'll just all watch TV together. I mean, we do have 3 seats. I wonder, is it actually like raising a friendship meter for someone? No, we're just kind of watching together. Okay. So that's funny. They made it so the repairman can just be a dick and steal your cable. Alright, One-san's done with your shit. She's gonna go study. No. Go home. Ugh. How do I get rid of him now? He won't go away, he just keeps fixing the TV. How do I make him leave? Wait a minute, can only One-san do that because she's the one who hired him? No, I can't select him. What the heck? Well, I guess eventually he'll have to leave, right? Right? I mean, I did know he was gonna do that. Like, my intent wasn't to trick you guys into thinking I didn't know that. Okay, it kind of was, but like, I knew he was gonna do that. I just, as long as he goes away eventually, I guess. Just don't want him to. Yes, the chimney leveled up. Very good. I just don't want him to be here forever, you know? Like, that'd be kind of weird. Yeah, look at him. He's just sitting there, leeching off my cable. I mean, yeah, he fixed the sink, but he hasn't done anything else. Also, wow, they cannot stay up very long at all. Like, seriously, they were awake long enough to, like, bathe and eat and then study for a couple hours. Wow, these guys are lazy. And see, the maid does her job. She's not like the repairman who just frickin' sits there forever. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the TV. Alright, get out of here. No, why can't I fire him? Okay, here, I'm gonna try something real quick. No, ah, crap. Okay, I guess we have a pet repairman now. That's great. It's exactly what I wanted. Definitely. Definitely what I wanted. Totally what I wanted. Yeah, he won't go away now. He's just, like, stuck here forever. Let's see if I turn it off again, if he'll go away. Surely, like, he has other things to do than just watch my TV, right? Right? Oh boy. Only the first real episode and something unexpected has already cropped up. Great. Very great. Very great indeed. Okay. Well, I think eventually he'll, like, fall asleep. Oh. Like, eventually he'll either get hungry or get tired or something and he'll leave. Right? Also, they're waking up at like 1 in the morning. They're weird. Sim sleep requirements are so weird. Lol. Interesting conversation they're having, though, right? I love the fictional language of Simlish a lot. It's pretty great. It's a mix of like 4 real-world languages plus a bunch of gibberish, so it ultimately just means nothing. Is this fucking repairman ever gonna leave? Seriously, is he ever gonna leave, guys? I'm kind of worried that he's not. I'm kind of worried that he's never gonna leave. Oh my god, just go away. Ha! He got electrocuted by the TV that time. Finally. I hope he didn't charge me for that whole time. Not like it matters, but, you know. He kind of did just come in here and, like, watch my TV for days on... For literally an entire day, he just sat there and watched my TV. Also, there's bills to pay. We'll pay those bills in a minute. Whichever one of you levels up first is gonna go pay that bill. Who was it? Oh, I think they got it at the same time. Alright, One-san, you're more tired, so I'm gonna have Waifu do it. Wait a minute, phone. Answer the phone! Dude, we won over $1,000, even though we didn't need to. Ooh, our bills are $1,000. Wow, okay. So we have to pay $1,000 every 3 days. And given how much money we have left, which is $751,584, and each meal a day is $20, I wonder how long we have. Quite a while, I'd imagine. Plus we have to pay whatever the maid costs every day. And the maid charges, like, what, $20 an hour? Something like that? So depending on how big of a mess we make... Interesting. Very interesting. But, so I sometimes wonder if like they ever considered this game for a PC release. Because, like, imagine how cool it would be to play this on the PC with, like, no building limit. I could just have rooms full of crap. But I think that kind of also defeats the purpose a little bit. I mean, there is the Sim Life Stories, which is kind of like this for PC. From what I understand, it's kind of the same concept as this for PC. But it's also, from what I understand, it's also very different. It's kind of the same idea, like same basic idea, but a much different execution. And if you guys remember Herbs in the City, like I was talking about earlier, that was supposed to, or Herbs is kind of like a spiritual successor to this game. And it was intended to be like the console version of Sims for years to come. Like to the point where they had significant work done on a sequel to it, and then the reviews came in and people didn't really like it. And they quickly converted it into a console version of The Sims 2, which I think is fucking sad, but also pretty hilarious. I think it's sad because, honestly, the console version of Sims 2 isn't very good. I mean, it's okay, but it has like that weird control style to it. It's not atrocious like the Sims 3's controls are. Compared to this game, I hate the controls in Sims 3. I hate them so much. It's like they went from this almost perfect control scheme to this weird, clunky mess that doesn't make much sense. So if you've played The Sims 3 on console, I also think it's kind of pointless, because it's like, you know, pretty much just a straight conversion of the PC game to console. And it's like, did we really need a straight one-to-one port. If there's going to be a console version of a game that's usually for PC, I want it to have some kind of unique selling point. I want it to have some feature that, you know, the PC doesn't get. And yeah, I mean, there's like that sharing thing, I guess, but that's hardly different, you know, like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like enough effort was put in to make a unique, interesting console version. And like another thing, in all the modern Sims games for console, where's the split screen? Why is there no multiplayer options? Like, I'd understand, you know, maybe they didn't want to do split screen because live. Okay, fine. So make some kind of online multiplayer option. Where's that? Oh, it's not there. Why not? Where is it? Like, why is there no multiplayer? I don't understand. The multiplayer mode is fantastic in this. Like, it's... Honestly, I think the multiplayer mode is, like, the reason to own this game. Because sure, there was a split-screen multiplayer mode in the original Sims for console, but compared to this one, it was okay. The original one was okay, don't get me wrong. The original Sims on console I will get to eventually. Don't worry about that one. I will get to it. But Bustin' Out is significantly better than it in, like, every way. Like, you see how zoomed in I am right now? You can't do that. In the original Sims for console, you could get, like, that close. And you couldn't ever get any closer. There was, like, a weird load time that happened anytime the sun rose or set. Whereas in this, it just kind of happens. I mean, there's a million reasons why this is much better than the Sims 1 for console. Not to mention it looks a heck of a lot better, too. But... And that's not to say that the Sims 1 for console's bad or anything, it's just... It's not as good as Bustin' Out, which Bustin' Out is way better. But Sims 1 for console had split-screen multiplayer. So why doesn't Sims 3? I don't remember if Sims 2 does or not. Sims 2 might have started that trend where they decided not to have multiplayer anymore. But... like, no, you put the multiplayer in, guys. That's a huge thing. Like, I really hope Sims 4 on console has that. Because that's seriously such a great feature. It'd be a shame not to have it. Like, I'd even go as far as to say it'd almost be criminal not to have it. Like, you know... This game, I love The Sims. I do. I love just, you know, the PC versions of The Sims. I really and truly do. But I do feel like the multiplayer gives it a little bit of an extra spice. Like, it makes the game a little more interesting to play. Especially if you have another friend who really likes The Sims. Then it just makes it that much more enjoyable of an experience. And I mean, you know, you're gonna play this anyway, you know. Say you get this game, you play through all the single player mode, you make some awesome kick-ass free-play houses, like I have. Except you do it for all three of them, and like you make your own family for each of them. Great. Now, the thing you're missing is somebody to share all that kick-assery with. Really? We're getting a burglar at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? What? Excuse me? Ah, the asshole stole something I can't buy back yet. Boo. Wait, can I buy that back? Is that actually something that's locked? I have a bad feeling it is. I think it is, actually. We'll just have to put something else expensive in its place, I guess. Fucking asshole bought something I can't replace yet. Yeah, I can't buy it back yet. Asshole. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna have to buy this tapestry. And the area looks kind of plain now, so I'll put a rug down too. Fucking criminal thief asshole. There we go. Now it's a little less plain looking. But anyways, so yeah, like, you know, you're playing through all this, because I mean, admittedly it does get boring playing by yourself sometimes, especially when you're like grinding for skills. Grinding for skills can be insanely boring. Like, oh my god, does it ever end boring? That being said, though, I think multiplayer really helps kind of keep it fresh, because then you can get a friend in who can control another, and your friend could either fuck everything up for you or make it a million times better, depending on how much of an asshole your friend decides to be. And is that really not, like, one of the best parts of games in general, is playing them with a friend? Even games that, like, aren't intended to be multiplayer. You know, you just, like, pass off the controller or something, but you can't really do that with The Sims. The Sims is kind of a series that either both players need to be controlling somebody, or it's a solo game. Because, like, if you pass back and forth, you really need to have full control of what you're doing. Like, The Sims takes a lot of planning and concentration. Like, it's not a game you can just pass back to somebody and be like, oh yeah, could you play for 5 minutes? Or, you know, something like that. You really can't do that. You know, it doesn't work that way. Sadly enough, it just... Well, that fish is glitching out in the background. That's crazy. But, yeah, it's not the type of game that you can really share that way. It's not an experience that transfers like that. It's very much a game that's either single player or multiplayer. It's not one of those ones that you can take the single player mode and make it more multiplayer-esque. Either you're gonna play it alone or you're gonna play it with someone else. Most people play it alone. But I wish they would recognize that some people do like playing it with others. And the split-screen multiplayer, man, is so good. It's so good. I think it's worth the price of admission, honestly. Whatever you pay for the disc, I think it's worth it to get a friend and play the multiplayer mode. I think that's 100% worth it. On the other hand, however, you have some games that are meant for the first player mode, but the multiplayer mode is objectively the better way to play. For this game, I'd say whether you're playing it alone or with somebody, you're gonna have a good time. Like, you don't have to worry about ever being bored with this game, because there is literally an infinite amount of stuff to do. It's just, the question isn't if you'll get bored of the game, okay, hold on, let me rephrase that. The question isn't whether or not you'll run out of stuff to do in the game, it's whether or not you'll get bored with the concept of the game. As long as you never get bored with the general concept, you could literally just play this game forever. And I mean, to be fair, I've been playing it for about 15 years now, and I'm still not bored of it. I've beaten the story mode multiple times. I could probably write the most in-depth FAQ on how to complete this game and put it on GameFAQs. But I think making it in video form is a bit more fun. Not to mention I do some technically illegal stuff, like, you know, using that cheat code to give myself all the money for the multiplayer house, even though I'm pretty sure nobody cares about, you know, what your multiplayer house has, or what your wife's house has. Even though I'm positive nobody would actually care if I did that. You know, at the same time, it's like, you gotta keep in mind that some people don't have an action replay disc, so that'd be a difficult thing for them to get. And like, you know, I have my action replay disc. I didn't get it until very recently, like maybe 3-4 years ago, is when I finally got that thing. Actually, it might be 5 years ago now. Wow, time flies. But yeah, I got my action replay disc brand new from Daytel. Ordered it right off their website too. It was pretty great, actually. It was everything I wanted. And this is really the only game I actually used it for so far as a actual cheat device. Most of the time I just use the or rather I mostly just used it to hack the PS2 initially, and then kind of just didn't really use it that much. I mean, there's some games sure I would like to cheat in, this being one of them, mostly for that sick money code. Oh my god, that money code, so good. Like the money and all the objects are free code. That code is really good. When you use it right, when you're not a dumbass like me and use it the wrong way, it's a very good code. Like, I promise it's actually a really good code. It doesn't normally make your money 0, I promise. Oh, oops. Yeah, go here was not what I wanted. I wanted food. But yeah, like, the controls in this are just so much better too than the new ones. Like when I was trying to play Sims 3 on PS3, I was like, what is this nonsense? They moved where literally every command is compared to this version. And I'm not saying like the controls for this game are like perfect or anything. No, actually that's exactly what I'm fucking saying. The controls in Sims Bustin' Out are pretty much as perfect as a game can be. Like, I don't think I've experienced a game with controls that just feel this natural and fluid. Everything is exactly where you think it would be. Unless you're on the GameCube version. The GameCube version is a little weird, but like every other version is just sublime in terms of its controls. And I don't know about the Game Boy version. I have no idea about that, because Henry's the one who has that one, and frankly, I knew it wasn't going to be this game, like this exact same game, so I decided, maybe not, you know? So I guess that'll be up to Henry at some point to kind of tell us how that is, like how the controls are in that. But of course he'll say the GameCube controls are perfect, which I highly, highly disagree. For one, in order to get to the thing where you can do that and like go through all the things you have queued up and exit just one thing out, you have to hold like 2 different buttons to activate that. Whereas on the Xbox it's the back button, on the PS2 it's select. So it's very consistent. Fast forwarding time is done with the bumpers on the PS2, so R1 will... Is it R1? Yeah, R1 will fast forward or slow down time. L1 will pause time. You can switch which sim you have with the L2 and R2 buttons. Very nice. On the Xbox version, time is controlled using... Yeah, it's using the triggers, and then you switch sims using X and Y. Right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, because then you select things with the A button on that one, you use the B button to delete the last thing that you've queued, and what was the follow your sim button? Okay, that one was black, I think. It's either black or white. On the PS2 version, it's square. GameCube version was much the same as the Xbox version. Oh, that was the other annoying thing on the GameCube version, because the GameCube just does not have as many buttons as the other ones, so some functions are like really difficult to do. I don't even remember how you follow your sim around on that one. The GameCube version is probably the one I have the least experience with, actually. Not because I dislike the GameCube or that particular version, it's just I've had that... Actually... Yeah, no, I've had that one the least amount of time compared to the other two. Or at least, you know, that version of the game. I've had a GameCube longer than I've had an Xbox, but I've only had the GameCube port of this fairly recently. But, like... it's kind of annoying to play because of some of those control issues. At least if you're like used to one of the other versions. I imagine if you start with that version and then play another version, it's not nearly as much of an issue. That's probably something that I only have an issue with because I'm already used to this particular version. If that makes sense. The PS2 version is the one I grew up with. And it actually wins out over the GameCube version for me because of the control thing, like I was saying earlier. But even on the GameCube version, everything's very fluid. You can very quickly adapt to where things are. Even if it requires you to use a couple of extra buttons to get to it, nothing feels confusing on it. At least not once you're into it, I guess, would be the right way to put it. Once you're into it and you kind of know, okay, this is where this is how I do this, everything's very easy. The other versions, it's pretty much just pick up what feels right is right. You know, you are pretty much good to go from the beginning. Which is not an accolade I can give to many other games. Especially not the new console port of Sims 3. I don't know how, like, everything's so different in that one. And I guess it makes sense because the way things are in that one is way different compared to this one. But at the same time, it's like, really, does it have to be this much more complicated? I don't know, I feel like they could have made it much easier. Like, much, much easier if they wanted. But that's just me. I'm sure some people absolutely love the console version of Sims 3. But, like, for me, it kind of misses the point. If you're gonna have a straight PC port, like, because one of the fun parts of the PC version of The Sims is getting to mod it, as it is with, you know, the PC version of most games. So you make the console version really different, so you don't feel the, you know, you don't feel like, oh, hey, if I just had the PC version, I could, you know, do all this other cool stuff too. I don't know, it just feels kind of lackluster. Like, I don't know. It probably really is just me. Like, I may, for all I know, I might be the only person on the planet who feels this way. But I really do kind of just feel like it's like, what's the point of the console version of this Sims 3? And now with Sims 4, which I love the PC version of Sims 4. I actually really like it. It's very simple, very back to basics. It's very similar to Sims 1, which I love the first Sims game. As much as I like the newer installments, like 2 and 3, well, 2 is probably my least favorite of The Sims. 3 is pretty much what 2 should be to me. Okay, so she's done with cooking, nice. So she can move on to mech. But yeah, 3 is basically what 2 should be to me. But it wasn't. 2's still fine. I don't have a problem with 2, really. It's just, I don't know, it started getting way too complicated around that time. Like, I like Sims 1 because it's very simple. There's not a lot. There is a lot, but there's also not a lot. And that's kind of the beauty of it. It's very balanced. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing in that game. I can pick up a control. I almost said pick up control. I can pick up my mouse and keyboard. I can make a family, and I can have them, like, be on their way in no time. I just get lost in 2, and I get lost in 3. Holy crap, do I get lost in the PC version of 3. Like, all these thousands of different options will start popping up, and I'll be like, I don't know. And the console version of Sims 3 is much the same way. Like 1,000 different things will start popping up, like, hey, do you want to go to college? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I'll be like, I don't know. What do I want to do? It's very confusing. Very, very confusing. It's kind of overwhelming for me. And it's kind of the same reason why I don't really play. Wow, she's helping with next episode. She's getting headway into next episode. That's nice. Nice, okay. So we've accomplished that goal. Cool. Which means, guys, I think, once I queue up all these actions properly, that will be it for today. But before we go, I'm going to finish that thought I was having earlier. Yeah, I get overwhelmed by big games, like especially stuff like Skyrim, where there's just literally limitless, oh, I'm already changed, literally limitless amount of things to do like that. I kind of get overwhelmed. Sims 1 was very simple, much less intimidating that way. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but that's me. But yeah, so now they all have maxed out cooking. I'm going to continue raising their skills since we still have a ton of money. We're just going to live off of that for a while. And I will also start putting Onesan through her work once she has all of her skills full, because we have the luxury to do that. And I guess this makes it a little more challenging for me, having to manage 2 Sims. So next week, our goal is going to be, we need to get another new friend, keep our current friend at 100 friendship, and we need to get mech all the way up for both characters. Which is basically just like mechanical prowess, like being able to fix things. So that is what I've got for you guys. I hope you had some fun listening to me rant about the console version of Sims 3 and how much I prefer this game. But if for some reason you did enjoy that, I guess I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.